That's why every time I work with my clients, I remind them of what their goals are and make sure that these goals are still relevant. If the goals are not relevant, then we have to find something else to keep you driving.
That makes total sense, because what's going to drive me to keep going on, you know?
So if we don't keep setting big goals and stuff that's challenging and is important to you, it's going to be easy for you to be like, yeah, I don't feel like going today.
That's kind of like where MJ would find ways to stay motivated. He'd make up things just for him to just like, all right, I'm about to get in this guy right now just because X, Y, Z.
Yeah. That's why the first thing we start talking about is why are you doing? You set these goals, yeah, that sounds great. Why? Is it still important to you? If it's not, we need to reevaluate what we're doing.
Don Wilson, you know, he's having his issues with injury, and everybody's saying he looks like that he's not motivated and stuff like that. He could have been one of those athletes where it's like, hey, what is your dream? I want to be in the NBA. As soon as he got to the NBA, then he's like complacent.
A lot of people, they want to make it to pro.
Yeah.
They make it pro, or they want to make it to the Olympics. They get to the Olympics and underperform. Yeah. You see them, you like, you getting ready to run and you clowning, you playing around, you going to all the different countries, you're talking to all these people. When it's time for you to compete, you don't even make it to the next round. Because their focus is going to the Olympics. Their focus is not winning a medal. Right? A lot of people are not successful in life, not because they aim too high and miss. They're not successful because they aim too low and hit. And some don't aim at all, right? We had a conversation about a goal you set. And to him, it was an ambitious goal. I'm like, nah. Because if it's not challenging enough, he think, all I gotta do is go to practice and give 80% effort and I'm there. Technically, he's stronger and faster than he was last year. So 80% effort is gonna get him to that point. How do you get you to come out of your comfort zone and challenge yourself to get to a bigger goal? Even if you fall short of that goal, you're still gonna fall further than where the goal that you thought I can reach. That's one of the things that we talk about is challenging. The minute Bolt, you're saying he had a world record, he had all of this. Money was no longer an issue. Nobody much was beating me. Nobody was beating him. He only got beat because he didn't practice. We have to recreate in ourselves, making sure that we stay passionate and we're not allowing things to pull away from us that we know it's no longer fun for us. If you're no longer curious and hungry, then we have a problem. That means you have made it. You're perfect. And the minute you get there, you start going down.
I wasn't studying any film. Like, I was studying film, but I wasn't watching film of, you know, competitors or people in the past. I wasn't really a film junkie, as you can say. It's like finding ways to see where I lack, and then finding ways to where I can study people in the past and see if I can apply that to myself in order to have my performance get better.
Now he's learning from some of the best.
How do you feel like it's leveled you up in the game?
Be more aware of what I'm doing with my body, understanding what their mindset was, basically finding ways to self-improve by just learning from others.
How do you keep it simple for you?
Dennis was saying that I don't really care about color coordination. I'll just come out wearing with whatever. I was telling him before, like in high school, I'd have a bucket hat, wear pajamas, have whatever shirt I had on, and eat hot Cheetos and Skittles, and then I run my race. Life is simple to me.
Do you feel like that helps him by keeping it simple?
It helps, but then I also need to find ways to improve, so I have to do the extra mile stuff. If I'm gonna be simple as I was in high school, there's no improvement at all. Especially at this high level, is like I need to, find ways to improve myself, but not by like trying to just throw all the information at once and then have my brain clouded. The way I do it, instead of making it more complicated, I just simplify the information so then it makes it easier for me to process, and then at the end of the day, I'm not like, okay, what the hell? It's just finding the balance of getting new information but simplifying that new information Because I know me as a person, like if I get overloaded with like very complex things, then I'm gonna like melt down.
As we introduce new stuff, when people perform at their highest level is when they're in a natural state. Our job is to learn, how do I stay as relaxed, learning this information. That's why we keep practicing it. We can't wait till the night before we're trying new stuff. So when you are performance, I don't have to try, I just do. That's the goal.
It's be easy, just like breathing.
Yeah.
Do you consciously know when you're in and out of flow?
I always go back to the year of 21 because as soon as I'm in the flow, like everything is just easy. If I know I messed up, I'm gonna feel it.
The highest level is no longer about everybody's talented. Everybody have great training, everybody have great equipment. It's who is more mentally prepared on that day. That's it. So our job is to work together to lock in. When you get to that day, you feel more in tune, and it's not about them. Even though I'm competing against them, I already know what I've been preparing for. I can't develop my race plan based on what I think they should do. So that's why the athletes and the coach work together to develop a race plan over the season. So by the time we get to competition, I just need to execute my race.
For me, every race I feel like that I've lost is because I didn't execute. As soon as I mess up, I'm like, dang, I did this and this is why I lost. If I simply just do what I'm supposed to do, that I do at practice, execute the way I'm supposed to execute, then I'm good. Coming out of college, like you said before, everything is just talent then. And once you get to the pros level, it's like you gotta look at all the small details. I had to change my diet. That was very overwhelming for me because I'm like, hey, I can't have gluten. Hey, I can't do this. Hey, I can't do that. I'm like, dude, I have to change my whole lifestyle in order to get better. And that just goes with diet, lifestyle, how you train, how you recover. I mean, for most people, it's just, you know, hard to flip the switch like that. When I'm done with practice, like most people want to go home and just sit down and sleep and chill, but it's like, nah, you gotta go, you know, recovery, hey, go get this done, go get that done, and by the time you're done, it's 6 o'clock. Or just, you know, in the beginning it's hard, but then when you're consistent over time, then it just becomes easy, it's natural.
Then you have to continuously set new and higher goals based on you doing better and better. So how do you continuously stay almost detached from that external success?
Remember, the performance is actually a byproduct of the execution. It's to focus on how can I get better at this. Always achieve excellence, right? Not perfection, excellence. Excellence is defined as me giving my best effort. When I walk off that track, regardless of what the result said, did I give it 100%? If I didn't, then we gotta figure out what we need to do to take it to the next level. If I did, then I need to focus on what I did that I can be more consistent at doing it. Correct. We're setting higher goals because we're thinking if we apply this, then we're going to get to that. At the end of the day, it's still how can I be a better version of myself than I was yesterday, regardless of what the clock says.
Always trying to find ways to make improvement. And just for example, like having him this year, I didn't have him last year. But I know having him is important to help me. If I can mentally get better than I was last year, then performance is going to be easier. Every single day is just trying to find new ways to improve so I can attain my goals. And then when I attain that goal and try to get a new goal, what can I do to get to that goal as well?
It's a guy, Inky Johnson, right? Motivational speaker. He is a football player for Tennessee. He got hurt. And to the point where he was destined to go to the league, messed up his shoulder, and he had to readjust. But now he's one of the best motivational speakers alive. Just because the path to greatness changed doesn't mean the goal of becoming the greatest to ever do it change. Understand that it's not about how fast I ran today. Did I do my best? Right? And if I didn't, what do I need to do to be better? If I did, what do I need to do to be better?
So it's always about the best.
Yeah, being the best version of yourself. So I gotta eat better. I gotta sleep better. I'm gonna be so consistent in what I do that I'm never gonna give up. You're gonna have to beat me every time you see me.
Why am I doing it if I'm not gonna go on the track and give 110%? If you do everything, you can maximize everything on the track, off the track, recovery, etc., sleep. If you don't improve your mind, then your performance is not gonna get up there as well.
When did you feel like when did you first figure out that it was more of a mind game than a physical game?
Let's say Olympics, but this year is where I've been more tapped into it. Because it's simple things like, hey, if I'm thinking about this, then my body's gonna react. If I'm not thinking about any of the things and just executing, then my body's gonna have that flow, you know? So it's like realizing that, hey, my mind is in that flow state, then nothing matters, and your body, all the training you've been doing is gonna show up on the track. But if you're thinking about X, Y, Z when you're in the race, then you're wasting your energy here while you should be having it all over here. You know, the bow and arrow people, when you breathe, but you know, you have that,
Right.
and then you're steady, and you're solely focused on that target. But then if you have anything else that's distracting you, you're not gonna hit the target.
The objective is not to hit the target. It's to connect with the target.
Everything's connecting. And if you miss the connection because you're not paying attention to just the things that you should be doing, which are making sure that you're doing everything so you're prepared for the moment, so you have the confidence in your ability.
It's just like you walking with your back. And if you see me start looking, then you're about to check.
Right.
Because we're connected. And if I break connection, then so we have to keep in sync for you to be confident that you're on the right path doing what you're doing.
How have you, Kenny, learned how to stay connected with your team?
I would say that's a stage of where we're at now. Is like we have the team, and then I'm trying to figure out, like, navigate, hey, this is what's going on, and then trying to bring everybody together. We're trying to get everybody on the same page so everything could be synchronized. I mean, right now we're just at the stages, we're just trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
But this is new for me, so it's, you know, uncharted territory.
Right.
You know, I'll figure out when we get there. I'm an introvert, so I've never been in the leadership role. When it comes to being in football or basketball, I never wanted to be the leader. I've always been like, hey, I'll do my best at this part, but I'm not gonna tell y'all what to do. I can see that I'm getting better, you know, as a person by thrusting myself in an uncomfortable situation. Instead of shying from the camera, now I'm like, all right, I got this. I landed in Kenya, they want to take an interview, I'm like, okay, I got you.
So when it's time to deliver, even though I'm uncertain about what the results may be, I know what my talent is, I know what my skill is. So all I gotta do is execute to the best of my ability. If I'm measuring up against him, now the uncertainty comes in. Because I think he did this yesterday or last week, or no, I don't care what you did last. Prove to me on today. That's where that level of confidence comes from. I have confidence in my ability. And if I come out and pursue excellence and do it well consistently, then I'm gonna get the byproduct of, well, great performance.